Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So good to see all of you. Some familiar faces and some who may have not been here for a while. We welcome you. And to those who are watching us on live stream, we understand it's very cold outside, but we're gonna warm it up here. We are going to begin our service tonight on page 142. We're so happy to have Becky Berland here singing with us. We're going to need all of you to sing because we don't have our regular accompaniment, and we're doing it a cappella tonight, but that means it's going to be nice and warm in here. So we'll join together in singing Shalom Aleichem on page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bolechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sehem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Now I'd like to call up Jody Goldstein to share some announcements from the board.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Jody Goldstein, representing the Board of Trustees, and I would like to welcome you all to Temple this evening. Please join us after services at an Oneg Shabbat celebrating Dr. Steve Kramer's special birthday. The Purim Spiel tryouts are this Sunday, December 14th at 3:45 p.m. Children 3rd grade and older are encouraged to try out, and adults are also welcome. Come celebrate Shabbat Hanukkah on Friday, December 19th at 6 p.m., featuring menorah lighting, teen choir debut, Kol Zimra, and family Hanukkah quiz bowl, followed by dinner. There is no charge for this event, but please consider being a mitzvah sponsor for $13. RSVP to the temple office by Wednesday, December 17th at noon. It's holiday time, so remember to purchase a foodie card for only $30. They make great gifts for everyone, and you'll help replenish our camp scholarship fund. To purchase, contact the temple office. Shabbat Shalom.
It seems strange to be talking about Purim when it's just now Hanukkah, but that is just the way the Jewish calendar works, because Purim starts March 1st, which will be here before we know it, and the theme for our spiel this year is Wicked. Fits very well, and we would love to have participation from all parts of our community. Let's turn now to page 124 and set the intention for our time together, our prayers this evening. May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. And may this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. I wanted us to focus our prayers tonight, our thoughts tonight, on gratitude. Last week we talked about the interplay between light and darkness. And I know that we all come here in a different mood, for a different reason, but there's always something for which we can be grateful. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote, "Gratitude is the heart of prayer. Prayer is not asking. It is acknowledging what is." And when Shabbat begins in a moment, when we light our Shabbat candles, we will stop our striving and start our acknowledging. These lights that we will light invite us to notice where we are and what is already here. So in order to light our candles, I would love to invite up Steve Kramer in honor of his birthday, as well as Risa Cohen. And our prayer, the words to the prayer blessing are on page 120.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Go ahead and light the candle.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Thank you. And now I'm going to invite Steve to come over here, if you would like, in front of the ark. And I'll invite the congregation to please rise, as this is our custom when we open the ark doors. Steve, in honor of your 80th birthday, you have honored us with your presence. You are a person who, it seems, loves to be at the temple, loves your community, and loves learning. Steve shared with me a few words about this love of learning, how even in your retirement from the University of Toledo, you are a volunteer math and science teacher, and you've been awarded many awards over your time, particularly as a professor of mechanical engineering. So as you're looking at your life at 80, I hope that when you look, you see beauty, and you see joy, and you see friends, and you see family, and you remember your loves that have bolstered you throughout your life. And may you, in this new year, in your 81st year, find all of those things every single day. Happy birthday. I'm gonna offer you our oldest blessing, the priestly blessing in front of the ark. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'ikunacha. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence always be with you and bring you immense peace. And we can all say, Amen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You may be seated. Need a hand. Are you good? Okay. We'll turn now to page 138 for Lecha Dodi, and we'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And verse 9 will, if you're able and comfortable, not a required stand, but if you'd like to stand and turn to face the doorway, we'll welcome in the Shabbat presence. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor habracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Kiva orech kumiori, Uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayik nigla. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Vo'i v'shalom ateret ba'ala, Gam b'simcha u'tzola, Tochem unei am segula, Bo'i kala, Bo'i kala. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Page 144, we have the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Melma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malhutei. V'chayeho uvyomeho uvkayete kol Bizman Kariv Veimeru.
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Olam Me'omaya Yitbarach.
V'yisparak v'yitpa'ar v'yitnoram v'yitnoseh v'yitnoseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudisha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nemata Damiram Yoma Veimeru.
Amen. Please rise for the Baruch Hu, page 146.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorah.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. The top of page 149. We'll join together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Ahavat Olam on page 150.
Ahavat Olam
Beit
Yisrael Amecha Avta
Amcha Avta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Otanu limadeta Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shlochmeinu Kumeinu na'asiyah bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki chem chayenu ve'orech yameinu U'vayhem negei yomam v'layla negei yomam v'layla ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod be seated. Ve'ahavta on page 154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'shartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzo beitecha u'v'yisharecha leman tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 158, we'll join together for Micha Mocha.
Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai Micha mocha nedar ba'kodesh Norad tehilot osef eleh Norad tehilot osef eleh Malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam livnei Moshe Zeli anu v'yamru Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Adonai imloch leolam va'ed Ve'enamar ki vada Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mamenu Baruch ata Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and protect us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Our song for Shabbat is on page 162, V'shamru.
V'shamru, v'shamru, ve'Yisrael, et Shabbat, Shabbat, Lasso, et Shabbat, Ledorotam beritolam, Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, Oti leolam, Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, Oti leolam, V'shamru, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael, et Shabbat, Lasso, et Shabbat, Ledorotam beritolam, Ki sheyamim asa Adonai et hashamayim vet haaretz. V'shamru, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael, et Shabbat, Lassot, et Shabbat, Ledorotam beritolam, Uvayom hashvi'i, Shavat vayinavash, Uvayom hashvi'i, Shavat vayinavash, V'shamru, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael, et Shabbat, Lasso, et Shabbat, Ledorotam beritolam.
Beginning on page 164, we have the Amidah, or the Tefillah, our opportunity to think about our ancestors, think about God's power and glory in the world and God's holiness, as well as add our own words of prayer. Please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Malach Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGasham, Mechakel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Ramim, Somek Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mikamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidom mechayeh, hu matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lechayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalelu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Page 173, we'll join together at the top of the page. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. On page 176, we have a part of the Amidah that we read on Shabbat, all about giving thanks, modim. Modim is the moment in our service where gratitude becomes explicit. We thank not because everything is easy. We know this, right? We know that not everything is easy. But we give thanks because we are still here. As Melody Beatty simply put it, gratitude turns what we have into enough. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. So tonight, Modim asks us to practice that shift, not denying what we lack, but recognizing what sustains us. We'll join together in the last line of the Hebrew at the bottom of the page. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Our prayer for peace is on page 178, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam, ki ata hu melech adom, lecho hashalom, ki ta hu melech adom, lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. V'tov be'einacha liyarek et amcha Yisrael bechol et uvechol shara ish lo Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam.
Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Page 371, we have our prayer for healing for those people in our lives who are in need of it. It could even be yourself. May need prayer for healing for their body or their mind or their spirit. In our community, we are praying for the healing of Jeff Began, Deborah Dolan, Judy Fox, Jason Masters, Justin Present, and Sarah Taub. If there are others that you'd like to mention, we'll start on this side of the room. Join together.
Mishael Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishael Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and of spirit. We'll take the next few moments for our own personal prayer.
Say shalom bim romav uyase shalom. Oleinu ve'al kol Yisrael
We are approaching the darkest days of the year, and every year this coincides with, well, almost every year it coincides with Hanukkah. This year it's pretty close. And every year, at least for me, this darkness takes me by surprise. It may have to do something with being so far west in our time zone, or being farther north than I've lived in past years. Even last week at Shabbat, when we lit the Shabbat candles, I spoke about the interplay between darkness and light. And yet it seems that I am not done with the topic. Tonight, I want to talk about the idea that darkness, not the trying to climb out of it toward the light, but instead of considering what can be achieved or recognized in the dark. Shabbat, from the Talmud, Shabbat 21b, includes a famous story about Hillel and Shammai, these major rabbis. They each have their own houses of study. I talk about them a lot. Hillel is the one that we generally follow his opinions. And then there's Shammai. Shammai they were having a conversation about lighting a Hanukkah, the menorah that we light on Hanukkah. And Shammai's opinion was that you start with the 8 lights, 9 if you count the shamash, but 8 lights, and on each night through Hanukkah, you decrease light. You light 1 less. Hillel's opinion was that you start with 1 and then you increase light. Whose opinion did we go with? Hillel, right. However, I think Shammai might be onto something. It's such a great thing that we maintain the minority opinion all the time in Judaism, because there's always something to talk about and there's always something to learn. Earlier this week, I came across a teaching by Rabbi Zoe Klein-Miles. She's a rabbi in Los Angeles. She's also a writer. In her teaching, she offers quotes and questions based on the idea of what darkness can teach us. I have a few. In the Babylonian Talmud and tractate Hagigah 12b, we find the following statement related to the creation of the world in Genesis. They're talking about the Torah. It says, "The world was created from darkness." Rabbi Miles suggests that darkness is the canvas out of which creation is born. And then she asks, have you ever found creativity in darkness? Some of you may have seen the newly released videos of the hostages who are no longer living, lighting Hanukkah candles 2 years ago, just 2 months into their captivity. They did not have a traditional menorah. They used tiny birthday candles, and yet they celebrated and acknowledged that their deep hope emanates from the message of Hanukkah. It was almost cruel to have to see these videos, knowing that these gorgeous young people are no longer with us, but there's something so strong and striking about seeing this video from so long ago. Sometimes when we are in a place of darkness, just as they were, creativity is our only way out. The ability to think about a situation differently. The necessity of turning everything over to find a new way. Next, Rabbi Miles offered a mystical text from the Zohar that says, "Just as the seed sprouts in the dark of the earth, so too does the human soul grow in the darkness of concealment." She then asks, darkness is a place of incubation. How do you incubate ideas? I know for myself, I sometimes do my best thinking when lying awake at night. Of course, I would prefer to be sleeping. But when I'm awake, I do my best thinking. It's quiet. I refuse to turn on my phone so I have a chance of going back to sleep. And I have time to think. We might reflect on how physically sitting in a dark place might be a fertile ground for new ideas. Rabbi Miles includes many more texts and questions, but the last one that stood out to me was a quote by the poet Mary Oliver saying, Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this too was a gift. Rabbi Miles says darkness is a gift in so many ways. There is a whole nocturnal kingdom of plants and animals that thrive only in the dark. How is darkness a gift to you? I remember a day when one of my sons learned about nocturnal animals and how fascinating that world was to him. The fact that when we all wind down for the night to go to sleep, this is a time when other animals live their lives. Darkness does not always mean the absence of activity. It can be seen as a gift. This week's Torah portion, Vayeshev, is the first in the narrative stories about Joseph. Joseph was the son of Jacob and Rachel, the wife that Jacob loved. He had 2 children, Joseph and Benjamin. Jacob favored Joseph over his other 11 sons and treated him with gifts and attention that the others desired. And as we know, favoritism never leads to positive places when it comes to siblings. His brothers hated him for it. So much so that they staged his death by putting him into a pit. The word for pit in Hebrew is bor. Rather than killing him, the brothers ended up selling him to a man going to Egypt. But they told their father that he died and produced a bloody garment, claiming it was his. Eventually, Joseph ended up in a prison in Egypt, and this is where his story evolves. He becomes someone trusted in a high-ranking official's house. He ends up going back to jail, and eventually he makes himself useful to the Pharaoh and builds an Egyptian life for himself. Joseph's story goes from pit to prison to palace. Whenever we read the story of Joseph, we think about how awful it was that his brothers put him in that pit, how mean-spirited they were toward him and their father. However, if we use the wisdom of the Zohar mentioned before, just as a seed sprouts in the dark of the earth, so too a human soul grows in the darkness of concealment. Just like a seed needs to be buried in the earth to grow, we might see Joseph as a seed growing into something new. We might also think about other times that we happen into a pit. I'm not a car racing fan, but I do know that a pit crew is incredibly important for a car and a driver who's racing around a track at 240 miles an hour. There in that pit, the car is refueled and the tires are changed. It is a place for renewal. This place of darkness can be seen as a place of preparation. We often talk about being ones who bring light and hope. And yet sometimes we need to be in the dark to imagine our next move, to sit for a while before growing, to take time to prepare before moving toward the light. May this season of physical darkness give us a chance to renew and rededicate ourselves so that we can grow and shine even brighter in the future. Shabbat Shalom. We'll turn now to page 586 and rise together for Aleinu. I have it. Just a minute. Okay.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, sholo asanu kegoye haaretzot, velo samanu kemishpetot adama, shelo samchalkenu chachem, V'gor aleinu kechol hamona, v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Page 591.
ונאמר, אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Our meditation before the Kaddish is on page 595. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with the people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. In our community, we are remembering 3 who have been laid to rest in the most recent 30 days: Anita Cohen, Bonnie Rose Schulman Ross, and Mark Zeller. We also recognize the passing of Sandy Dolgen, who will be buried on Sunday. We are also remembering this week Roberta Abrams, Reuben S. Edelstein, Alan M. Adler, Sarah Albert, B. King Bear, Maxine G. Bash, Louis Ralph Bash, Shirley Bobowick, Jean L. Cohen, Alexander J. Kahn, Hattie Epstein, William Flom, Frederick Flux, Marion Folan, Gertrude H. Friedlander, Oliver Jacob Green, Dr. Max Greenfield, Marion Gross, Dr. Julius H. Jacobson, Howard Hahn Jacobson, Seymour Canlon, Marion Kyle, Lillian R. Landsman, Betty Leeserman, Herman Mainwold, Hedwig Mayer, Richard Metzger, James Jim Miller, Samuel Mostov, Richard S. Nathanson, Sally M. Neal, Herbert Reamer, Herbert H. Roth, Nancy Schlosser, Corrine Schwartz, Brenda Sugarman Logson, Milton F. Silverman, Babette Simon, Francis F. Simpson, Burton Singer, and Justine Sperling. Are there any other names that we'd like to mention tonight? The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. We'll join together. Please rise. Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Hirutei V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon Uv'yomechon Uv'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agolah V'zman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Omei Amaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemed kudisha parichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. May be seated. Our closing song this evening is Ein Keloheinu on page 626. I just want to offer my gratitude again to Becky for bringing her beautiful voice to our service.
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kamoshienu, Mi Michal Malkeinu, Michal Moshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
May this Shabbat help us notice what is already here, trust that it is enough, and carry our gratitude forward, not as an obligation, but as a blessing. Shabbat Shalom. Please join us in the hallway for Kiddush and Motzi, followed by our Oneg in the lounge.